Free price quote from a local dealer. After months of average, uninteresting commuting, the Bolt EV has seen a flurry of activity since our last update. Since our last update, the Bolt has done another road trip to visit family, participated in an upcoming comparison test, been the subject of a tire test, stay tuned, and made a trip to the dealer. Meanwhile, it's spent a lot of time with editors with longer commutes than mine. We've been averaging 2,500 miles between updates, but this time we did 3,200. All this extra work has provided some welcome diversity to our charging log. You'll notice in the chart below that the money we've spent at public EV chargers has jumped dramatically since the last update thanks to that road trip and comparison test, which was also held out of town. The longer commutes of testing director Kim Reynolds and associate online editor Michael Cantu, as well as the out-of-town driving, have combined to push up the average distance we travel between charges, push down the average state of charge when we plug in, and draw out the predicted time to a full charge. In the midst of all that driving, the Bolt has made several noteworthy stops, as well. The first was at the tire shop, where its standard Michelin Energy Saver All Seasons were switched out for a set of BF Goodrich summer tires. We'll have a full story on the results of the tire test, and I can promise you the results will be interesting. The next stop along the way was at the dealer. Although the Bolt wasn't yet due for scheduled maintenance, we brought it in early to address some issues reported in the last update, namely, the power steering occasionally refusing to activate on startup. The dealer pulled the stored codes and did a preliminary investigation, but asked us to bring the car back for a more thorough diagnostic when we had more time. We did, and while it was in the second time, we asked the dealer to investigate the infotainment screen's occasional refusal to boot up. The dealer identified the U1560 error code as a likely culprit for the steering issue and replaced the shifter as per GM Bulletin 16NA183. The infotainment screen got a software update which took care of that problem. You might be wondering what the shifter has to do with the power steering system, and we were, too. The dealer couldn't explain it, saying that the repair was done per Chevy's bulletin. The bulletin, though, doesn't make any mention of the steering system, nor is the Bolt EV tagged in at other vehicles using the same electronic shifter R. When we asked Chevy directly how replacing the shifter would fix the power steering, Chevy politely asked us to take the car back to the dealer. Although the shifter did need to be replaced due to the error code, it's a separate issue from the power steering. Thankfully, all the work to date has been covered under the warranty. We'll update you when the steering issue is finally resolved, but we should note in the meantime the issue hasn't come back. Read more about our 2017 Chevrolet Bolt charging update for odometer 11,267 miles AVG distance between chargers 95.1 miles AVG precharging state of charge 50% AVG range precharge ideal predicted 125,105 AVG energy per charge 27.32 AVG predicted charge time 5H 58 meters AVG post charging state of charge 90% AVG range post charge ideal predicted 243,178 cost of public charging to date $7.22 AVG $239.85 cost of office charging to date $1.99 AVG $89.14 cost of home charging today $3.66 AVG $26.34 total charging cost today $355.33 as part of our ongoing efforts to make MotorTrend.com better, faster, and easier for you to use. We've temporarily removed comments as well as the ability to comment. We're testing and reviewing options to possibly bring comments back. As always, thanks for reading MotorTrend.com. After months of average, uninteresting commuting, the Bolt EV has seen a flurry of activity since our last update. Since our last update, the Bolt has done another road trip to visit family, participated in an upcoming comparison test, been the subject of a tire test, stay tuned, and made a trip to the dealer. Meanwhile, it's spent a lot. Read more. Compared to a lot of other automakers, it seems like GM really wants to make sure it capitalizes on the inevitable autonomous revolution. Not only did it buy the driverless tech startup Cruise Automation, it followed up that purchase with a $14 million investment in a new road facility. Cruise's fleet of self-driving Chevrolet Bolts is currently testing on the Read more. Technology companies like Google and Uber may get most of the attention when it comes to developing autonomous driving technology, but they're far from the only ones. Almost all of the legacy automakers have their own self-driving car divisions, and they're investing heavily in bringing the technology to market. In fact, General Motors has experienced enough success in the field Read more. General Motors has big plans for electrification over the next few years, and we're not talking just hybrid technology. The automaker says it will introduce at least 20 new electric vehicles by 2023. The first two EVs will be based off knowledge gained from the Bolt, GM announced today. These vehicles will launch within the next 18 months. General Motors. Read more. Long before Facebook introduced cartoon reactions, there was a disorganized campaign to pressure the company into adding a dislike button so users could acknowledge a post about something bad without liking it. If my long-term Bolt had a dislike button, I'd put it in one of the 3 button blanks in the middle of the dash under the temperature control. Read more.